What is good, everybody? How are y'all doing? We are back to to business here on Peaches and Power Bombs. I am one of your hosts, Laura Presley. On my other side is my girl, Majestic Marie. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Did the video work on your side, Alora?
Yes.
Okay. There is something crazy going on because it kept uh freezing up on me and it didn't look like
Really?
the video played on my end. I hope it worked for all of our guests here.
I think
um
I think Streamyard could possibly be cursed today.
I think it is, especially if your name starts with a certain letter. Because our guest unfortunately was not able to come on because StreamYard hates him right now and it won't let him in. So unfortunately, Tim is not with us at the moment. He's still trying, but if he makes it, yay. If he doesn't,
Boo!
boo. StreamYard,
Well,
boo.
we've already got somebody in, Sugar Shane. What a long video and no Eddie Kingston. I am shocked. I think that vlog had Eddie Kingston in it, didn't it?
Um, I don't know if it does or not.
Oh wow.
Well, I have my Eddie Kingston hat on. If that makes you feel any better, Shane.
Let's see. I think we got an answer for our maybe a little answer for our problem here tonight.
Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy.
Maybe that's StreamYard's problem.
Well, yeah, because it didn't play that on my end either.
What?
No, it hates me.
It's all right. It's all right.
You're gonna have to drive. I'm just gonna sit here. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Let's hope it stays away from me. And Mina says hi, everybody. Come here. She
Hi,
got kicked
Mina.
out last week. We're hoping she's good this week. Say hi. No, don't be silly. No, you wanted to be up here. Come here. Say hi.
Hi, Mina.
Say hi. Yes.
Little miss.
Look, she jumped on the top of the cabinets earlier today, and her little fat pooch was hanging off the side. It was funny.
Gross.
Mm-hmm. So, so yeah. Now that all that, Shane said he got both videos. So, our sweet Peaches is getting that. So as long as y'all are, and one of us is, we're good.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sitting here and I'm not touching anything. It likes Alora better than me right now, so she's gonna take over. I will. I'm still gonna talk and stuff, but.
Right. So, well, today is 420. RVD and Riddle comes to mind, but happy 420 to those that do it. Anyhow, we're gonna get on to some news and talk some wrestling.
Yay!
Yeah. So hopefully things will kind of simmer down with StreamYard and whatnot. So your first topic you had here. Well, first off, we haven't really talked about WrestleMania much. I think we were just talking about AEW last time, right?
Yes, because we had Gary Joe from Honor the Elite, so it
That's right.
was all
Right.
AEW. So we have not talked about WWE on here in a hot minute. So.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess we can offer our thoughts on things that are going on lately. So since we haven't talked about WWE lately because of our guests and whatnot, so in this short span of time, WWE has been sold. We don't know what's going on with Vince McMahon. A lot of stuff going on in terms of locker room morale, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm gonna start with you, Marie.
Me.
Yeah.
Well, as far as them selling the company, I'm glad it's Endeavor and not like the Saudis. So there's that. I don't really have a problem with them selling. It's just that the fact that they brought Vince McMahon back under the fold, and he looks weird. Did you see pictures of him?
Oh yeah, the porn stash.
He's got that weird mustache. He dyed his hair black. He injected Botox into his face. He looks so weird. I'm like, dude. I don't know about you. You scaring me.
You know, I would think he wanted to be brought back into the fold to see if the company ends up, quote unquote, in the right hands. I was pretty surprised for Endeavor, but you know, I was worried about it getting into the wrong hands, like particularly Disney, because you know that would have been a total kids thing. You know, when you think of Disney, that's what you think of is, you know, hot dog, hot diggity dog. And I'm like, no, we're trying to get away from that. No. So, but Triple H is, you know, basically Triple H is trying to assure everybody that nothing is changing.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Yay!
Here we go. God, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It said I didn't have a driver installed, and I had to read. I don't even know how I did it, but I just did it.
StreamYard is being awful tonight. It does not like me either. Like when our videos are playing, it'll freeze on me and it won't recognize my microphone. So I had to use my camera microphone. So that's why I sound horrible. But
no, you're a little echoey, but it's not too bad. I think this was my laptop that was the issue tonight. I don't even think it was StreamYard, although I did have some trouble getting in. But no, I think this was me. I think it's fixed. I think we're good to go. We got to talk some wrestling.
Well, let me do this right quick. And...
Let's do this.
All right. So, Tim, I'm gonna bring the banner back up. I was just in the middle of talking about this, but it's okay. Basically, we haven't talked about WWE since everything has been going on because we had Gary Joe from Honor the Elite on last time, so we talked about AEW strictly. So, so we want to get your thoughts on, you know, the sale of WWE to Endeavor, Vince with his porn stash, and I don't know what, and everything going on with that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I think obviously the sale is a good thing for the company, especially considering that the original rumors are that they were selling it to the Saudis. So this is good. I like that they're partnering with the UFC. I don't know if that's going to lead to any crossover stuff, which would be great. I'm a huge UFC fan. I think the sale itself is great. I think it's going to work out for a lot of people. Vince's porn stash is legendary. It's great. It looks absolutely ridiculous on him. He looks like you ever seen that movie Eurotrip? Remember the guy on the train? Mm-hmm. He looks like that type of mustache. But he as far as the sale goes, it's great. As far as Vince's role goes, it almost seemed for a minute like he was back. I don't know how much you guys have been watching, but it seemed like his old booking style was back, which everything seemed to be going great for a while. And then it seemed to kind of revert back to Vince. And now they're saying that, nope, this is Triple H's show now. And that the draft coming up is going to be the restart. And then it's Triple H's baby. And that's it. I hope that's the case. Although I have a feeling that Vince will try to somehow slime his way back into that gorilla position. But, you know, I think it's a good step forward for the company. They need a fresh perspective. Vince's booking has been so boring for so long. I'm excited. I'm excited for the new beginning.
The proof is in the pudding when you talk about the booking, because, you know, there's been the hits have been few and far in between as far as that goes. I think everybody knows that. So, you know, I was saying earlier that, you know, perhaps they brought Vince in just to see if it goes in the right hands, WWE, because basically WWE was his baby.
Right.
So I'm happy with who they went with. Triple H is assuring everybody nothing's going to change as far as, you know, content and stuff goes. So we'll see. I'm going to go to the comments right quick, guys. Let's see. Shane. Sugar Shane, he's back. I heard that the draft is solely on Triple H. That's
Yep.
what we're hearing too. Triple H probably has a ton of ideas. You know, Triple H has a lot of wrestling knowledge, knows how the game works. Pun intended.
Well, if you remember, I mean, when he was running NXT before, Vince got his hands back on it, I thought NXT for a while was the best show on TV.
Yep, it sure was.
Back, we're going back a ways now before, the Braun Breaker days. I have no problem with Braun Breaker aside, but that show was must see every week. The matches were great. The character development was great. The way they built, it was really, really well done. And then suddenly Vince went down and didn't like it and suddenly just threw a bunch of tie-dye on it and fired half the people. If Triple H can kind of channel that, what he did in NXT, I think we're onto something.
Okay. Gary Joe from Honor the Elite, he said, "Hey guys, it was like my ears were ringing." Yeah. He also said, "It's the Vince McDaddy now." Oh, geez. And he also says, "I think Trips really needs to fix it when it comes to booking the women's and men's tag division."
Yeah.
I did see something. Corey Graves said something about the women's tag division as well. So I mean, Triple H has got so much, he'll have a lot to play with, I think, as far as all that goes. And Joe from Dudes at Ringside, Twins at Ringside podcast. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. So, okay, there we go. So, yeah, the draft is supposed to take place. Last I heard, it was supposed to be May 8th in Jacksonville. I've heard that. Then I heard it was another date, so no idea.
There's 2 dates. There's one SmackDown and one Raw.
Okay.
I think it's the Friday before Backlash and the Monday after Backlash.
I got
that sounds right. That should be interesting.
I'm looking at my calendar.
And like you said, the proof is in the pudding as far as Triple H goes. They had record number sales at the Royal Rumble. They had record number sales of WrestleMania, and SummerSlam is doing beautifully as far as their ticket sales go as well. So he's doing something right, and they should really take that into account before letting old men back into the seat.
Hey, look, I was watching Raw this morning, and the build to Backlash is getting hot, and then like Bad Bunny, obviously he is a hot commodity both in the U.S. and Puerto Rico, so it, and he's going to be involved in Backlash, and this is just great all around. I'm excited for it. I'm actually. Following the draft, that next Friday, the Mister and I are gonna be at SmackDown. So
nice.
we're pretty excited. Yes.
I was gonna say, do I hear a cat right now?
Yes.
Oh, my dog's
she's putting her 2 cents in.
She's putting her 2 cents in. She's basically saying she's mad because Mommy and Daddy are going on a couples trip and she can't go. So, so got another comment here on Gary. Spoiler: Triple H will draft TK in Jacksonville. Oh, you already know they're going to probably slide in a little bit of shade because that's how they do. Yes, Mina, come here. Come here. Say hi. Yes, say hi. See, last week she got kicked out of the broadcast. Say hi. Tell everybody hi. Yes. Yeah, she's been enjoying mommy time lately. She watched Raw with me. Don't she look thrilled?
Yeah.
Go bug your daddy, please. So, anywho, okay, so yeah, we're actually already talking about this, the fallout of the WrestleMania main event. We got all kinds of things going on. All of a sudden, it's Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, much to Maurice's satisfaction.
It was so funny because that Sunday night of WrestleMania Night 2, my husband and I were watching it, and he's a really big Cody Rhodes fan, so he was really upset that Roman won. And I was like, oh, that's sad. I was really hoping Cody would win too. Monday night, at 180, I was like, kill him, Brock, kill him. And my husband looked at me like I had like kicked a puppy or something. He was like, I thought you were on my side. And I was like, not when it comes to Beastie. So, what did y'all think of this? I kind of know what Alora thinks, but did you think that they missed the opportunity here to have Cody win and have his moment at WrestleMania, or were you happy with Roman?
I think they missed an opportunity, and I'm not angry. You know, I'm not one of those people who were furious when Sammy didn't win. You know, the fans wanted it. For me, it's more like with Roman closing in. Has he hit 1,000 days yet? Or he's closing in on 1,000 days?
Close.
He's close.
So
very close.
If you're not going to change the belt at WrestleMania after a guy who's held the belt, you know, the longest reign since Hulk Hogan, if you're not going to change it at WrestleMania, when are you going to change it? I mean, SummerSlam is really your only other option. You're not going to change it at Backlash or Survivor Series. You know, that's the only other option. If you don't turn it at SummerSlam, we're going to wait another year for this. I think it's a missed opportunity because I'm starting to actually, as much as I love the Bloodline angle, it's really amazing. I don't know. I feel like it's a little stale. You know, it could be because they've inserted Matt Riddle into it, but I do feel it's a little stale. And I think had they lost everything at WrestleMania and they could start over again, I think that's a great storyline. And it would have been nice to see Cody win. So I think they did. I think it was time. As good as the Bloodline and Roman has been, I think it was time. I think it was the right decision. They should have made the decision. It would have been the right decision.
I'll say something after Alora.
I think Cody is the guy to beat Roman because wrestling has more than one royal family. There's so much behind that. There was a post that I had put on Facebook right after it because everybody was upset. Obviously, you know, it got everybody talking. That's what they wanted. There's the chase. The chase is involved, and I think this was my idea not my idea, but this is what I felt this was going to happen from the start. They're going to make Cody go through the ringer. You know, he went through the Rumble, which, you know, he went in number 30. They made him work for it. And, well, you know, but even before that, he had the injury, pectoral muscle injury. Yeah. You know, they made him work for that win at Royal Rumble. And Cody had Roman's number at WrestleMania. And it didn't work out. And then now you got Brock Lesnar in the fold. And, you know, I think it's going to distract him for a while. That would be what I think. That's going to distract him for a while. He's got a Brock Lesnar problem now. And and then two, on Monday, it turns out that they have formed a little alliance with Judgment Day to take care of what they call the KO, Sami Zayn, Bad Bunny problem. I could see that not going so well. I could see Roman doing a short program with Finn Balor. That was the first thing I thought of when they said they were doing an alliance.
On that note, I'm going to revert back in just a second, but on that note, I actually think it's going to be Damian Priest.
Oh, I'm down with that
because if you think about it, number one, we've already seen Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. We haven't seen Damian Priest versus Roman Reigns. Where Roman is about to break Pedro Morales' record at the end of June, who was Puerto Rican, so is Damian Priest. What if he breaks Pedro Morales' record by beating Priest?
I like that. I did not think about that.
Yeah, and it actually kind of seemed like on Raw that Priest was kind of taking over as the leader, which he should have been, either him or Rhea. But I can't buy Finn as the leader of that group. So yeah, that would actually make sense. It looks like maybe they're heading in that direction.
Well, I was on the right path, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking Damien too. But with what y'all said, yeah, absolutely, that was.
And if we can revert back to WrestleMania for just a second, because, and I'm not knocking anybody who wants to see Cody work a little bit harder to get it or whatever, but if you think back about when Hogan first got it, did he have to chase it that hard in order to get the title when he showed up? No. I think it only took him, a month or two? So, and what did he ever do?
Well, Hogan had been there and then left and then came back, and then they put the belt on him. Yeah.
It was quick. He didn't have to prove himself.
That was also different. That was also a time of transition where Vince Jr. had taken over and he was obsessed with Hogan. Yeah. That's what he had wanted. But I'll just say this, if we're talking about the chase, I like it and I don't like it. I don't know if you watched the Dusty biography on A&E.
It was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
It was so good. And Cody specifically talked a lot. He was awesome on it, by the way, Cody.
Yeah.
And he talked a lot about the chase. And that's because Dusty chased the NWA title for years. Like he had that match with Ric Flair where he got the cut over the eye and they stopped it. But and Cody even said all those losses, they weren't really losses. It was the chase. And so maybe that's what they're setting up with Cody again. And hell, if he didn't tear his pec, maybe they would have done that all last year. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
you never know now.
The thing is, this is where I have a problem is back when Dusty did it, things were very, very different. I don't know if people these days have the attention span to follow a chase that's going to last this long. I think people are going to get bored of it. Again, I like the idea of the chase, but they have to be really careful in how they do it and keep it interesting. So
Roman has had that belt for almost 3 years now.
It's wild.
And he's still interesting. So
yes, I'll give you that.
Cody has the ability to keep it interesting.
Oh yeah.
And this with him and Brock Lesnar is fresh. It's something different. No one's seen it. And Brock Lesnar's my favorite on WWE. And so I'm always going to be like, yay, Brock. But I don't expect Brock to win this match. I expect Cody to.
I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying they have to be really tactical with it and be smart about it because it could get old fast. No, I actually think they'll probably do some type of. Is there any stipulation on this match at Backlash, or is it just a match?
It's just a match.
I think it's going to be like a double DQ or something like that because they're gonna drag this out.
They might even throw a Dusty finish in there.
Yeah, they'll drag it. They'll get a couple of shows out of it.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it's a one and done program. Shane says, what about the rumors that cuts are coming? Drew, Seth, Becky, etc. Drew for sure.
Becky's not going anywhere.
No way.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Neither Seth. Well, I think the Drew McIntyre stuff is more so the rumors that I'm hearing. I haven't heard McIntyre's going to get cut. I've heard he's a little irritated with creative. I don't blame him.
No.
They've tied up both titles for 3 years. I think they should try to find a way to separate them. Maybe that's something that'll come in the draft because you have so much world championship main event talent, and there's only if you're gonna create another avenue with another belt so those guys can shine. I think that's the right thing to do. I mean, if I'm Drew, I'm frustrated. I think he's one of the more better baby faces in the company. But he's had numerous runs with Roman. So what does he do now?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know if those guys will get. There might be cuts, not those guys.
So we'll see. Shane also says, what a way to bring back the LWO shirts. I guess it was hard to make a shirt for the group's former name. I thought that was interesting too.
I think that was just a way to bring them and Rey Mysterio together.
I think so too. I like it. All right. Christine, Irish girl, hi, welcome. You like the bloodline and how long they have dragged out the tribal chump. So sick of that storyline.
It's gone a long time, but I don't know. It's still interesting to me. I mean, Sammy brought some new life to it. Roman's a superstar. Paulie is the best the best promo guy in the entire industry. The Usos are, especially Jay, is looking like a star. I don't know. Solo is up and I don't know. There's something about when that group comes out, when they get introduced on SmackDown and they come out with the belts and everything, it is superstar.
Okay, there you go.
I think a lot of it. I think there's so many layers to this story too. Because you can't forget that.
All right, I'm gonna have to log out and come back in. You guys keep talking, okay?
Okay. I think there's so many layers to this. There's you got to remember. I think Paul Heyman's trying to separate the Usos from Roman.
Yeah, there's definitely a hint to that.
Because there was he did say Monday night, Roman, the tribal chief, is losing his patience with the two of you because they've already lost the titles. He's already eavesdropping on them. So whether the Usos have a feeling or not, or that's one thing. So,
hey,
all right?
Think of it.
Can't hear you.
So I just got.
There you are. There you are. You all right?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. Now I gotta turn it up a little bit to hear you. Yeah, we're just talking about the bloodline. I think one of the we were talking about the layers of the story. You got Paul Heyman trying to separate the Usos from the bloodline. That was what we were talking about. So
that's interesting too. I mean, they did lose their titles, so Roman would have a little bit of a boo-boo face on with them. So
yeah,
they didn't take care of their KO and Sammy problem, as they like to say.
Right. And speaking of that, Christine says she's glad that Sammy and KO won. I'm glad too.
It was a great match.
It. Yeah, they deserve that win.
Night one was so good, and then
so good. It felt like Triple H booked night one and Vince booked night two.
Yes.
Yeah.
That main event was great. I thought the Rhea and Charlotte match was better, but I thought that was the right main event to go with the tag match. When Jay was like comatose in the corner before that third Helluva kick, I must have rewound that like 5 or 6 times and watched it back. I mean, the place absolutely blew for that too. Like it was, I mean, what a pop that was. That was such a great moment. Again, Jay really played that one up, and the crowd loved it. So I was a big fan of that. That was probably one of the better WrestleMania, at least that night, was one of the better ones in a very long time.
And everybody involved in that match, they deserve that main event moment. So I'm very, very happy for those guys because they all have worked so hard. Solo is way too dangerous with the third spike. I like the Usos before they got wrapped up in the bloodline.
She just doesn't like the bloodline.
No, she doesn't. It's okay. It's okay. You're welcome. Glad you're chiming in and hanging out with us. Mina says hi too. So but yeah, that still continues to be the focal point. But we got other things going on with the Cody and Brock. Matt Riddle returns and he's going to be involved now. So there's that. A lot of other stuff going on, and y'all were mentioning Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, to which Rhea Ripley is the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and I'll bring that up. Yeah, we got a little bit going on over here as well. So,
does Rhea have a clear contender for her title yet, or?
I think it's her and Selena Vega. At Backlash.
So not a clear contender. But I love her as champion. I've been talking about her for ages. She is an absolute superstar. Love that girl.
Beast.
The way
and stop bothering her in the airport.
Yes, for goodness sake. Don't go to a meet and greet, everybody.
Yes.
A meet and greet. Or if you see them out, just wave hello. Don't go over there and mess with them. Do you like people in your face at the airport?
Hell no.
Guys, guys, I say this from one fan to another. Please act like y'all have some home training, because I know y'all do. I know most of y'all have manners. You know, your parents taught you manners and what not to do and what to do. These guys are people too. Please don't be an asshole. Okay.
That poor girl looked so tired in that video. She said, "Can I go?" She actually said, "Can I go now?" Like, oh my God. Just go. Just play heel and just go.
And you know, people gave Sasha Banks a hard time, or Mercedes Money a hard time for it. You can't blame them in that instance. They're trying to make a show. There's a time and a place for everything. You know, sometimes after a house show or something, they're willing to sign autographs. That's cool. If not, that's fine too. It's a time and a place for everything. If I see Roman Reigns at an airport, I'm not going to chase after him. Okay, I might be like, hi, you know, but I'm not going to sit there and chase after them and be like, can you sign this? Can you sign that? Can we take a picture? Can we do this? Can we? No, that's not. Be mature. Be respectful. At the end of the day, that's all they want, is to be treated just like everybody else is treated. Don't be an asshole. So.
Yeah, they're probably doing Selena because she's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, and then, you know, of course, with Dominic too, Rey Mysterio, Connection, LWO, Legado del Fantasma, so all that kind of, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, Rhea is just, oh God, she commands attention. Her presence is just astronomical to me.
Yeah.
So,
I say it all the time. I want to be Rhea Ripley when I grow up.
Right. Right.
Older than her.
I wouldn't want to cross her in a dark alley, that's for sure.
I would.
We'll go back to the comments right quick. Sugar Shane. I always like to ask the younger fans how they discover wrestling.
Younger.
Tim,
Wow. Oh my God. Younger. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
How did I discover wrestling? Well, let's see. I'm the youngest of 5 in my family. I have 3 older brothers and an older sister. And my brothers were fans. So I grew up on it. I'm the only one that stuck with it, really. I mean, my brothers, they liked it, but then as they got a little older, they got over it. I never stopped loving it. So, I mean, I probably started watching it in the late 80s, and I've just never let up. To the point where I actually wrestled myself for about 5 or 6 years on the indie circuit around here in New England. But yeah, that was it. Just my brothers, and I've followed everything. WWE, WCW. I watched Impact for a while. I watched ECW. I watched wrestling in Japan. I watch it all. I pretty much like it all. So, and I always have, pretty much since I've been making memories.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, everybody has a story, and I think that's what's so cool. It's always fun. All right. Yeah. Christine, we're going to talk about Trish here in just a second. Was Paul behind Brock attacking Cody? I could see it, but I don't see it either.
People are bringing it up. It's been brought up that maybe there's something going there, but
she says, yeah, leave the wrestlers alone. I'm sure they're exhausted. Oh yeah. You know, the last thing they want is to deal with rude people. You're right. And thank you for the compliment. And she said, what good? Rhea is another one that I think's gotten too big for her britches. Got an ego now, huh?
Rhea? No way.
Timothy, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, we were talking about Rhea there, so I kind of like to stare down with her and Solo.
That was
really
that was intense, wasn't it? That was interesting. I'm like, where are they going with this? I was a big fan of that.
Boy, if they set if they could have set the arena on fire, they would have.
yeah, that was really bad. She pushed Dom out of the way to stand in front. That was so funny. It's so good. Yeah, no, I was really interested in that. I don't know, because Paul said to her, is there a problem? She said, I think she said for now, like something like that.
Is there a problem, or will there be any problem? She said, or however he said, she said
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah, right. Is everything good? Said for now.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Maybe I don't know where they're going with that, but I liked it a lot.
She's
Mhm.
playing Flip Solo. That'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
I want to see that now.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah. The other thing too. Well, I'm gonna go back to the comments. Jamie Hayter is still the queen. Yeah, she did good last night too. Yeah, she said ego's just a tad big, and she said that was awesome with Rhea and Solo. Now, Shane, you already know how Marie is with Cowboy Brock.
I love Cowboy Brock.
Yes, we do follow AEW. Go ahead.
I wore his because they sell his plaid shirts on the shop, and I got one, and I wore that with a cowboy hat and cowboy and boots when I went to SmackDown back in February. So yeah.
Here you go.
Introducing a big ass country boy weighing 285 pounds, coming here tonight to kick Roman Reigns' ass in the last man standing. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar.
We had to throw that in there.
It's awesome.
Yes. So, okay, so yeah, the secondary storyline here is we're gonna see a feud between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. Reports are saying that this is gonna be a program that lasts into SummerSlam. And of course, this all started when Lita was attacked last week on Raw, and they had a tag team championship match. Trish stepped in for Lita, she was the one that was pinned. Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez is new women's tag champs, and after that, she turned on Becky. So,
I gotta move so I don't have to hold my phone the entire time.
okay, you're good. What, are you for this feud or not, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, it feels, it's weird that they started it now because it does feel like a SummerSlam match. Like it's something, your Hall of Famers, your stars like that are around should be just around for the big shows. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do this at Backlash. I think they'll draw it out, but I mean, it's April. We're 4 months away from SummerSlam. That seems like a long way to draw this. But I mean, if they do it the right way, you could really build this well. I mean, Trish isn't the type that's going to be there every week. She's going to be there from time to time. So maybe they can kind of stretch this out, give Becky something to do in the interim. But yeah, of course I want to see this match. I mean, they're two of the best to ever do it. And it sounds like something that would be on one of the biggest cards of the year. So yeah, I'm in on it.
What about you, Marie?
Well, with there was speculation about Becky maybe being unhappy just because she blacked out Twitter, but it just very well could be a part of this storyline.
Yeah.
That she feels hurt and betrayed by Trish, and she doesn't want to talk to anybody. So she might just be out of the limelight for a few months, and then when it gets closer to SummerSlam, maybe before or after Money in the Bank or whatever, have her come out. Maybe Trish comes out and says something, and then have Becky make her return.
Yeah.
There were reports that Becky is dealing with a foot injury too, so that kind of helps things out too, I think.
What reason would Becky have to be upset? I mean, I don't.
Because with creative and stuff,
Yeah.
like stage.
I know. I mean, I know she's not in the title picture, but you can't be all the time in this day and age.
I don't know why people are saying that. I don't
think she's.
I understand McIntyre. But if that's true, but I don't understand. I wouldn't understand Becky. I wouldn't understand Seth either. They've given that guy way too much creative control, actually.
Mhm.
Well, you know the internet, and they're gonna
True.
on something
I
like
thought
that.
if you read it on the internet, it's true. Is that? Am I wrong?
That's what Abraham Lincoln said, right?
I'm stealing that one. I'm stealing that one from you.
That was good. Yeah,
I like that.
I like it. I'm all over for Trish and Becky. I think they'll tear the house down in Detroit.
I
The
know.
promo.
said
Go
because
ahead.
the segment got cut when he. That's why the night after WrestleMania.
Oh, Seth. Yeah, I did hear that.
And they cut his segment, so he just came out there, did his little sing song thing, and then they told him to get out. And then he was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He was
Okay, yeah, that I can see. I'm sorry, you're right. That I can see.
For the moment, they cut his segment while he was in the ring. That was ridiculous. So I would be upset too. But
Seth could get away. He's a big enough superstar. He could get away with showing off.
I don't want to hear him talk anymore. He's been just insufferable lately for months now. He sounds like. Did you ever used to watch? Remember that show, The Nanny, with Fran Drescher? He sounds like her when he's talking. That nagging, high pitched. It sounds so ridiculous. Whatever he's doing with this freaking Rollins, he's got to stop it. The ridiculous wardrobe stuff. It was funny for like a minute, and now it's like, dude, it's lame. Just move on from it. I don't know what he's doing, but I think
we both think the same.
That's it. It's just insane. So,
alrighty. Give me just a second. Christine says she didn't want Trish to be a heel, especially attacking Lita. I know. Don't that hurt your feelings?
I mean, when was the last time?
Wow. 2004.
Yeah. I mean,
I wore white because I knew that you couldn't. Trish was to fight Becky and Lita in a tag match. Who would you see as Trish's partner? Bayley?
I'm always for Bayley. Always.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's a good one. Bring Naomi back.
Yeah.
She's not really. She hasn't played too much heel, but still.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I like Trish and Becky. I think her promo on Raw was good. It was. She said everything that needed to be said. Like heel Trish back in 2004 ish. I found it all a little annoying, but I was actually looking at a TikTok. They were detailing some of her burns as a heel, and I was like, you know what? Heel Trish was a gem, and you couldn't stand her. You're like,
yeah.
I think with her, with this time, just judging from the tone of her voice and things like that, she sounds a little more. I don't want to say control, but it's kind of like. It's a little more monotone, like you should be saying thank you, Trish. You should be saying that, It's more of a mature type of way. You know what I mean? I like it's more of a controlled, like calculated. That's what I'm trying to say. Calculated. But everybody should have said thank you, Trish, instead of this is awesome at the first women's main event, WrestleMania, which I decided to wear that tonight in honor of the promo because I enjoyed it so much. I like the direction this is going in. I'm nobody's sidekick. I'm Trish Stratus, blah, blah, blah. She did the mic drop. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, Trish knows how to do it as a heel. So I'm excited what they come up with this time around. And Monday was a hot start. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Don't read Timothy's comment.
Yeah. You know who else I'm sick of is that arrogant punk Austin Theory.
God, I love Austin Theory. I love that guy.
He has one of those faces. He is if
Like
you
Sammy
ever meet
G.
him, he's one of the sweetest guys you'll meet in the business, but he has one of them faces and you're just like, I want to punch you.
Theory, he's a Georgia boy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
A-Town.
Mhm.
Down.
He
So,
used to. There's a indie promotion that I like to go to, and he used to come wrestle on, and he was on the card a lot. So
That kid's a star. He's an absolute star.
oh yeah.
He's so
love
good.
it.
He is beyond his years good because he's what, like 25?
yeah,
Yes, he's very young.
And he is just, I mean, even when I saw him wrestle at 21, 22, it looked like he'd been doing it 10, 12 years. Like he just, some people just get it, like immediately get it.
yeah.
In the ring, on the mic, all that. He just got it immediately.
His graduating class, because he trained at WWA 4, which is in Atlanta, and that graduating class of guys that came up with him through that school are phenomenal. Him, AC Mack, Danny Jordan, David Ali, all of those guys are so fantastic.
Mhm.
So it's only a matter of time for them too before they get
Mhm.
signed. But Austin Theory is amazing.
So good.
All right.
They were all trained by AR Fox, by the way.
He trains too? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I saw him wrestle maybe, let's see, 5 years ago. I live in Massachusetts. I was at a random show in Melrose, Massachusetts, and AR Fox was there. I had only heard of him. I thought he was good. He looked good high flyer, great ring gear, took it seriously. I liked him a lot. A little undersized. Maybe that's what's hindered him from, hitting it big. But I thought he was a good worker. I thought he was real good.
All right. Speaking of having the total package and everything, what is next for Roman Reigns? We kind of touched on this earlier.
You and Roman. Oh.
I know the Mister rolls his eyes at me too.
I honestly don't blame you. I mean, can I say this real quick? I'm hearing little rumors about Nakamura, maybe.
I'll be down with that.
So here's the thing. I love Nakamura. I mean, his booking over the last few years has been abysmal. I mean, especially for a guy that I loved him in Japan. I loved him in NXT. Remember his match with Sammy in NXT? It's like literally one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. And then he got to the main roster, dumped John Cena on his head. And it was all downhill from there. And Vince got his hands on it. But the problem is, and this is what I was thinking about the other day, is Roman's beaten everybody. Roman's beaten Brock and Cody and Sammy and Drew and Sheamus and you name it, he's beat him. You really think Nakamura is going to be the guy at this point to knock him out? It's not going to happen. So I almost feel like it's just filler at this point, to put Nakamura in there just to get beat. I'm in on it. I think the match will be good. But again, it's just kind of like I'm not going to be all that excited about it because we already know what the finish is going to be. He's not going to be the guy to dethrone Reigns. So
yeah, when it comes to that, you're like, yeah, what are we gonna, It's hard to say. I know, Mina. I know. She's saying that she acknowledges the tribal chief.
I mean, I kind of wish they would have. I mean, you can say coulda, woulda, shoulda, and it's already done. But I don't know. I keep going back to it. I just wish that they might have just pulled the trigger while Cody just had all of this momentum.
I know.
And it just seems like they blew it. Just so
it's missed. They missed it.
Just so he can hit the record.
Yeah.
Think about it. It has to be at SummerSlam. Well, it doesn't mean as much at SummerSlam. So
No.
let's wait another year. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. If they wait another year, then he will beat Bruno, not his ranked one.
Yeah, his second one.
Rank, he will beat that at the end of February 17th, I believe. So if you keep going down the rabbit hole, you can't have him beat everybody's record, people, because otherwise he will have the title until 2030. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah, someone broke that down the other day. I saw it online somewhere where if he held it.
Okay, 2030, I would be 47. That would make him 45. So, I mean, not that age right here.
Sorry, hey. Sorry. Now my animal's making noises.
Oh, it's
Hey.
We got meows and growls up in here.
Oh, I know. She was talking about Nakamura. She likes him too. Nakamura's just a gem, and
Hey.
Shane wants to see Braun Breaker versus Roman. And Christy says, I want to see Roman in a clean, fair fight with no help, no cheating, just him. He can do it. He just don't want to. All I know is I want him to be at SmackDown next month so I can like scream my heart out and just so the Mister could see how crazy I am. He was like, I swear to God, if you do that, I'm gonna be like, I don't know you. Because when he says acknowledge me,
my husband hasn't seen it.
When he
I'm
goes,
like, no, I'm going with Daddy.
if he's out there, I'm telling you, if he's out there and he goes, acknowledge me, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna scream so loud. He's gonna be like, I don't know you. I really don't know you. Yes, you do. You're going home with me. He was like, "Oh boy, you're going to embarrass me." I said, "Oh, I'm about to show you my world." I haven't been at a show in a while either, so yes, I'm long overdue. Oh, thank you.
Oh God, that's nice.
If yeah, I wish I felt as young.
Yeah. Everything's falling apart at this age.
I could be all y'all's mama. Well, thank you. That makes me feel a little better. I'll be 40 in like a week and a half or two, almost, less than 2 weeks. So thank you. And yes, thank you. Glad to have you. Okay, so we don't really know what's next for Roman, but we're having fun figuring that out. And so we done talked enough about WWE. We had a lot going on over there. Let's talk about some AEW for a little bit. I really enjoyed this last night. Adam Cole and Britt Baker against and Jericho and Outcast. This was a pretty controversial segment last night. They were in Britt's hometown of Pittsburgh. I am 100% down for Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho. Bring it on, baby.
I want to know why every time someone comes in with momentum and everybody's got their eyes on them and everybody's excited, yay, Adam Cole, yay, Ricky Starks, yay, Eddie Kingston, yay, Claudio Castagnoli, Jericho has to go, ooh.
MJF.
Self onto it and suck all his momentum out, and he's sitting there dead, and he goes, okay, who's next?
MJF is the only one who's really survived it.
He's the clout vampire. It's ridiculous.
It's so bad. It's so ridiculous. That's why I want nothing to do with this whole thing. And that's the thing. Adam Cole's back, and people are excited.
I think Cole can maybe survive, but I hope so anyway.
Well, you got more people involved now too. Britt Baker came out in the middle after the fallout of their promo last night, and led for the Outcast to come out there, and everybody they were getting. I think wasn't it both of them were getting beat up, and they're having to watch each other getting beat up or something like that. I saw the first part, and then the other part I kind of was like in and out, but that's kind of what I got out of it. So I was like, okay, so we're gonna have this going on. I knew in the match with the Outcasts earlier, I said Brett's not done. They're gonna do something else, and obviously this is what it was. Yeah. Who would other than Jericho, who would benefit from this? Should they? I don't know.
I'm not in on this feud. I didn't catch all of Dynamite last night. I saw some of it. I read about this segment. I don't know. It does nothing for me. Again, Jericho, I've had enough. Adam Cole, I love Adam Cole. Has anyone noticed it looks like he stopped lifting weights like 18 months ago? Like he looks like he's like this skinny, like doughy, he's like the smallest dude I've ever seen. And it just like it just throws me off. Like when he was in NXT, he's never been like a big jacked up guy, but like he looked like an athlete, like he looked good, and he's got great cardiovascular health, obviously. But look it up. Go next time you have a chance. Look it up. Google Adam Cole, shrinking Adam Cole. Look it up, and the difference between him like 2 years ago and now. I'm not talking even the injuries before he got hurt. He just stopped. It's like he gave up once all his best friends hired him and paid him a lot of money. It was like he gave up, and now I just like he's still. I don't know. He does nothing for me these days. And Jericho, I'm just done. I've had it. It's old. It's boring, and I'm over it.
To be fair with Adam Cole, I know he had some kind of issue where he couldn't really do too much. Like it was like he couldn't really do anything for more than 10-15 minutes, Marie.
Yeah, he would go for a walk for 20 minutes and then start getting sick.
Like with this current thing he had, I am talking before that. Just so you know.
Okay.
I am talking before this current whatever he's got going on. Okay. What do you have? Do you have post concussion syndrome or something on this time around? Yeah, that's horrible. I've had that. It's awful. But even before that, the people were bringing this up like a year ago.
I got you.
So I'm just look it up. For some reason, it just gets in my head, and I can't I can't take him seriously right now. I miss Adam Cole. He was like one of my favorite wrestlers in NXT. I thought he was great. Looked like a rock star in there.
It's probably just probably just on a little plateau right now. Hopefully, you can only hope for the best, but wrestling. Shane, sorry, Ray, all day, but as I watched Adam Cole get handcuffed, I was thinking Adam is so small that
Thank you. He's tiny. He's like a tiny dude. He looks smaller than Britt at this point. Like,
I know that's an issue, but at least he has more charisma than like 99.9% of the roster. So at least he's interesting.
I'm not trashing the guy. Just to be fair.
But I get your point. I mean, I don't know. I probably look bigger than he does right now.
Yeah, but saying you have more charisma than most of the AEW roster isn't really an accomplishment.
I really like the idea of the Outcasts. I definitely think we're going to see a showdown with Jamie Hayter and Saraya.
I love her, by the way. I love Jamie Hayter. I think she's awesome.
I think we're going to see them face off at All In at Wembley Stadium. I think that's a great opportunity. Both women are British. Both are fantastic. I think this is a great sale. They're definitely going for that. I'm down with that. And plus, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter are like this. So that's kind of how that links up. And I think ultimately we're gonna get, plenty out of this. So
did Jamie Hayter work Toni Storm last night?
It was Ruby Soho. No, Britt Baker and Ruby Soho. Tag match.
Okay. Because I was flipping. I turned it off at one point. I thought I saw them, and I was like, oh, I was in on that. I'm in on Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm.
At least they're giving the women a better time slot. They were at like 8:20 mark last night, I think. So good for them of giving them better recognition on the time on the card, because they were stuck in 9:30 forever.
Yeah. Christine says now that Adam Cole is healthy again, he can beef back up.
I hope he does. Again, he was never like beefy. He was never a big guy, but he looked fit.
Yeah.
Shane said it right. Like he does. He looks tiny. I'm telling you. Now, next time you guys watch, you're gonna look for it, and you're going to agree with me. I guarantee it. You're gonna be looking like this dude's tiny. I guarantee it.
I agree with you. I'm not saying that. I don't
Well,
know.
I gotta be careful talking any trash about AEW on this show. I know I gotta be careful with that. And I know I get some pushback. So I just want to make sure I'm not trashing Adam Cole. I'm a big fan. I respect him. I'm just like, dude, maybe buy some protein powder. Maybe get on the bench and lift. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
My,
Carson is a great choice, by the way, in protein powder if he's interested.
Okay, I just want to make that clear before your listeners there starts being a mutiny here. So
You know what happens.
I know. I've been on your Facebook feeds.
Shane says, I was also thinking that Chris Statlander was going to interfere in the Ruby match. She is due to return anytime. I'm looking forward to seeing her. Chrissy, so you're just expressing your concern and opinion.
Thank you.
That's all fine and dandy here.
I'm not one to talk about fitness either. I'm fat. All right. So I'm just saying, hit the gym. That's all.
So another big thing going on in AEW, we got a few going on between the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club.
He's like, oh no.
I already know where this is about to go. I can feel it. Okay. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we the Elite comes out last night and they're talking, and of course it leads to most of the BCC coming out, and then Bryan Danielson showing up. Bryan Danielson's the one doing all the talking. Obviously we're going to see this at Double or Nothing. But who comes out on top?
I mean, does it matter? Probably the Blackpool Combat Club, most likely. But I will say, I'm always in favor of anything Bryan Danielson's doing. Always. I don't know if I necessarily like this new thing he's doing. I like him turning heel. Do you guys remember when he was heel when Adam Page was champion, and they had those couple of really great matches? Mm-hmm. Bryan Danielson was cutting like some of the best. He was probably like one of the best heels in the entire business. He was perfect in what he was doing. This is, I mean, it's somewhat of a return to it. So I'm in on it, but I don't know. I think if they can channel what that was in the past, I think they have something. Maybe it's just that I don't love the storyline. I like heel Danielson, but not the storyline.
Marie?
It's okay. There's something about Jon Moxley that I like, and then there's something about Jon Moxley that I can't stand. And so I'm always in turmoil about whether I like him or not. And it drives me nuts.
I like the fact that Danielson is like the leader here. Yeah. It ain't Moxley.
Well, it's because Moxley, I know what you mean, because Moxley does the same thing every time. It's just, it's going to beat everybody up. It's just like, and you don't know if he's a heel or a babyface. He's the same guy all the time, and it's never been, it's like he thinks it's cool, but nobody else does. And it's like, nothing has worked for me. I haven't liked anything for the most part with Moxley since he's been in AEW. I can't do it. I can't do it with the guy. It's the same thing all the time.
I'm trying not to let my fangirl come out, but I know what I did enjoy, but we're not going to talk about that.
No, I think we should, actually. I think we absolutely. Let's go down that road.
Well, being that I'm a healthy heterosexual female and I'm a fangirl, I love the fact that Claudio and Mox both came out with no t-shirt and jeans. And
this took a swerve. This took a swerve tonight. Here we go. I'm in on it.
I was
I'm
just
here
sitting
for it.
there looking like I don't know what's going on, but hey, look at that. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna be mad if I can't find it. Hold on. There it is. This was me in my brain when I noticed this going on. So, but yeah, the fangirl me went, ooh. I just want that to be known. I love you. I'm crazy, but no, the whole segment.
I haven't watched all of Dynamite. Did someone come and help the Elite?
Yeah, I was getting there. Yeah, they were getting ahead on the Elite, and then Takashita came out. I think that was who it was. He came out and kind of evened things out between the Elite and BCC. So they the Elite's got an ally in him.
Because I don't hate them, but you say you're over Jon Moxley. I'm over Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. They get on every last nerve. And I know Alora's over there like, I love them too.
I've been over Kenny Omega since I watched a YouTube video of him wrestling a sex doll in Japan. I've been over it since then.
Wow.
I can't not see that, and
I understand that, and I didn't see that. I liked him when he had the title and he was a heel, and then that thing with Hangman Adam Page, I thought that was a decent storyline.
it's all right.
But after that, he just became, I don't know what it is, but it was annoying.
It's phony.
It's so stupid, and I hate it. And I hate the way their matches are always laid out. It's the same thing over and over and over again.
Yep. Thank you. Oh my
God. How to tell a freaking story.
I've been saying this for years.
Shane,
it's just random.
Who's
It's
bigger,
random.
Adam Cole
Who's bigger?
or Darby?
Well, if you ask Tony Khan, Orange Cassidy is because Orange Cassidy is the AEW's version of Roman Reigns because he beats everybody. He beats them big, he beats them small, he beats them fast, and
He doesn't care.
And everyone, and I'm like,
he's just like, so.
Do you remember he pushed Wardlow like 20 minutes one night? I'm like, if we're trying wrestling, we're trying to simulate reality, right? That's the idea behind it.
That's what it is. That's why Adam Cole is so small, Tim. Because the smaller he is, the better he'll do in AEW.
His booking, yeah. Yeah, Tony loves these dudes that have similar body types to his own, apparently.
The booking of the big men on AEW is awful.
So bad.
Wardlow just won the TNT Championship, and he looks awful.
So, right, they managed to swap the belts between Wardlow and Hobbs and ruin both of them at the same time. Like, that is unbelievable. Like, that's even hard to do by accident. And, like, Tony Khan has managed to ruin both guys, who I like. I think they both are very talented. They look great. They have charisma. They can talk.
Yeah,
There's something there.
I think the whole booking of that was just weird from the start.
Outrageous.
If Hobbs would have just beat Wardlow for that title a couple weeks ago, I would have had no problem with it. But the fact that it was QT, just as out there.
Yeah, I'm over that guy too.
And the QTV thing is different, and so I'm trying to give it a chance. But Hobbs should not be in those vignettes, in those little skits. He should not be in those.
No.
So that's what's ruining him.
There's something there with Hobbs. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You can look at him and tell that he's
superstar. Looks great. He's good looking. Obviously, the body. He can work. He's got charisma. He can talk. He's really got it all.
Yeah.
What he doesn't have is booking that's helping him right now. In fact, it's burying him.
Basically, he's a diamond in the rough.
I wish he's a guy that the WWE could get and put him in NXT, work him up. Now that Vince is gone, who would come up with some stupid gimmick for him. Well, not gone, but hopefully.
Kids love Powerhouse Hobbs. They love him. they could do something with that.
He's a star.
Wardlow is almost a lost cause. If a couple months ago they would have just had him take him off for a little bit, have him come back and confront MJF and being like, I was the last person who beat you. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, and like not just beat him, but he destroyed him. This guy's the champ now. Like it's a ready-made storyline that they're just not using. Stupid.
I would like for them to try to use that later on if they think about it, but I got more comments. Christine, I can't get over how much Brian has changed. Well, no, I'm not crazy about it. I was surprised at the number of WWE wrestlers that jumped to AEW. Yeah, it was an interesting turn there for a while, and now we got a Triple H era. I think we'll see some more we'll see some more jumping here and there. We shall see. Yeah, that's definitely interesting in pro wrestling. Huxley's gone off the rails. They're hot. Laura, Shane's shared sentiment with Britt Baker. Nothing wrong with that. I'm 60 years old and I still enjoy looking at a hot.
where is this gone tonight? Where is it? Is it because I'm here? Is this why, like the degenerate that I am? Is this why it's going this way?
No, it's my fault.
I'm being a good boy. You know?
Off the rails. I love it.
Shane says he likes to see Powerhouse Hobbs with a heel of Jack Perry. And speaking of Jack Perry, they could have did a fatal 4-way at Double or Nothing, four pillars, and they decided to go with the tournament instead.
I think
All right.
I think it will be a fatal 4-way. I think the tournament's going to be screwy somehow.
So what's the tournament? Who's in it? What's it going to be?
So Darby Allin gets a pass, and then it's basically one match. And then,
Oh, so it's just what, Guevara and Jack Perry?
yes,
And then the winner faces Darby?
yep, that's it. It's not really a tournament.
Guevara won last night, by the way.
Oh,
With the
so
help-
it's Gar.
with the help of MJF, and it's going to be him and
Darby.
It was the help of
Darby.
MJF, so it was not a clean finish. So I think
Yeah.
it will still be a fatal 4-way because Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, whatever you want to call him, can still have a little bit of a say, like, no, that wasn't fair type thing. So I think it'll still be a fatal 4-way in my opinion.
I honestly like the idea of just MJF versus Darby. Like they have a remember he beat him with the headlock takeover in their match. He beat him with that because he said that's how he was gonna win. Like you could easily re-energize that story, and you would probably assume that I wouldn't like a guy like Darby because he's got like he's got a lot of the bad indie habits that annoy me. But I like Darby a lot. I think he's good. He's undersized. His promos have gotten better. His stuff looks good. Yeah, his stuff looks good in the ring. He lays his stuff in there. He stands out. I know the whole like skateboarder kid is an old trope, but nobody else does it in wrestling. I think Darby stands out. I like him a lot. So I think I think that's a type of match that can headline a show, like a big show.
I didn't
Not Guevara. Get Guevara out of there.
I haven't seen the match yet, but I thought all three of them did decently in that promo last night at the beginning of the show. I didn't think it was bad. Jack Perry, he still has a ways to go, but I think he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable. It was way better than what I've seen him do previously. So,
Jack Perry seems depressed. I feel like he's almost given up on himself. Like there was fire with Jack Perry a couple of years ago. People were like, this guy's a star. We got to keep an eye on this guy. And I think he's kind of like, no, I don't even think that. I don't think he thinks it anymore. I get nothing out of him. But Guevara, you're right. I'd like to clothesline Guevara in a dark alley, but which means he's doing his job. But there's something with Darby. And to answer that question, Darby is the biggest of those three. I'd say Adam Cole is the smallest. And Orange Cassidy, I don't know. Orange Cassidy looks like an attendant at a local bowling alley. Like I can't take him seriously in the slightest.
I think there is something with Sammy if they would get him away from Jericho.
And Ty Conti.
Yeah. And if they would if he would get away from his stupid habits he has of trying to kill himself for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like he hasn't broken his neck yet.
Because he could be a really good slimy heel.
Yeah.
He's just got to work on those two things. Get him away from Jericho. Get everybody away.
Yeah. Just let Jericho do something else. But real quick, just think about it. Just real quick. Mental image in your head. Can't you picture Orange Cassidy spraying the shoes at the bowling alley? Think about it. Think about it right now. You know the spray?
Oh, yeah.
That's all I can see when I look at him. I agree. I think there's something there with Sammy. He's got to stop. Like sometimes when you do spots just to do spots because they look cool, that's not good. Like we saw what happened to Dante Martin in that scenario at that Ring of Honor show. That was the dumbest spot I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that. He's lucky he just broke his leg and not his neck if they over rotated or like. There was no point in doing that. It looked phony as hell because he like walked up into the pile driver position and just stood there while Penta did that stupid thing. Right? It was Penta, not Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
It was Pentagon, right?
Yeah, it was Penta. It's always Penta.
It was so dumb.
And I like Penta, but he does silly stuff. Every time I go to a show, because I've been to like 4 different AEW shows now, every time I go, Sammy Guevara does something stupid on the show. Like, when I was at Revolution last year, him and Isaiah Cassidy climbed up this big ramp, the thing above the ramp. There was a table down there, and Sammy tried to put Isaiah Cassidy on the table, and he climbed up, and he's like 20-something feet into the air, right? And he missed the table and bounced off of it. They didn't go through. It was bad. It was horrible. And I'm like, and Isaiah Cassidy was not moving, and I know he wasn't selling. He
was hurt.
I was like, I don't know about that. And he always tries something crazy, and it never goes right for him. And I'm like, dude, you need to quit doing that.
He did like a 720 from the outside from the top rope to the outside and through a table. I thought he broke his neck when he did it. I was just like, what? Why? What is the point of that? It makes no sense. They're not going to be happy until someone kills himself. I'm convinced.
I don't want to just hate on AEW. I mean, last week we had Gary Joe on here, and he's a big AEW fan. He has a fan page for AEW and stuff. And I like AEW too, and I like a lot of the talent that they have on there. It's just that sometimes I just don't agree with everything that they do. And
that's fair.
And there are parts of it's funny, sometimes the show looks like 2 different types of shows. Sometimes it looks like, especially when MJF comes out there, it looks like a completely different show than the rest of it. It's crazy.
I know. Okay. Yeah, we're about to get canceled, you and me, for saying all these things about AEW.
No. Can we I don't know if you two caught this or not, but I did. Jay White made his match debut last night against a brand new AEW signee, Commander. And let me tell you, I don't know about y'all, but Commander, like, he's that dude. He comes from Mexico, lucha libre style. The things that he did was really crazy. I've never seen it before, but him and Jay White had a great match, and Jay White had to work for his win, so I appreciated that. But I was really impressed with Commander, and I just had to say that.
So I didn't see it. Commander, is he that knucklehead that just walks on the ropes for like 30 seconds at a time while his opponent stands there like this, like an idiot waiting for him? Yeah, I can't get down with that guy. Get him, get Vikingo, grab Ray Phoenix and Pentagon, and go. Get him out of there. Maybe you can take Omega with you. Maybe he'll go. I've had enough. I'm sorry. That's a lot.
This match with Jay White was great.
Jay White's fine. I watched him some in New Japan. I don't know a lot about him other than the stuff I've seen out there, but he looks good. Looks great. can talk a little bit. Anytime you have that, that really strong accent, it always comes off better here, especially as a wrestler. He looks like $1 million. He looks, and his stuff is good in the ring. He's young.
Oh yeah.
I like that signing. Commander.
I haven't seen enough of him to really know because I didn't really watch. I don't know much about Mexican wrestling all that much.
Mhm.
So I've seen a few of his matches on Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor is a totally different animal. It's more about the wrestling anyway. So when I watch Ring of Honor, I'm just watching it to watch matches. I don't watch Ring of Honor for storylines except for when a certain person shows up, and that's about it. So.
We wonder who that is.
Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Don't fight me!
Well, your sound bites, that's my favorite one. By far.
I hate you!
The time it was
I hate the air that you breathe! I hate the fact that you're even living! You make me sick!
that's good. That's really good.
Christine asks, do you think they will ever ban some of the finishing moves that these guys do that are so dangerous, or the aftermatch attacks where they seriously injure guys?
They should. Or just stop being stupid about it. Like, I mean, there's ways to do all of these moves that aren't dangerous. There's a reason that people start these moves and learn how to do them safely. It takes a certain amount of training to know how to do it and not act like an idiot out there. And these things. And if she's talking about that thing that happened to Dante Martin, I don't even. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole with that. But no, I don't. More training. You don't necessarily have to ban the moves. You just have to train more.
Yeah, I think a lot of times too, they people. Like, wrestlers today, they're trying to stand out, and that's all fine and dandy, but we need to be safe, But I've always been that type of girl that I love a good technical match, but I like high flying too. So like, I like both of them. But yeah, some of it's a little outrageous, and one of the things that has been debated lately is the use of the Canadian Destroyer back in the day.
It's such a. It's
You're not standing out if everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
You see it match after match. And I'm not just picking on AEW because they do this in WWE too. It's the same type of match. Every match is. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Canadian Destroyer, they used to.
Everybody flies off the top rope. Everybody does a bunch of flips. Everybody does it. You're not standing out. Actually, you're standing out if you don't do that. The matches that stand out to me the most in the past couple years? Dax Harwood versus everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
He wrestles. He wrestles.
He wrestles.
We like wrestling. That's what we tune in for. First of all, the Canadian Destroyer, in theory, is a preposterous move. When you think of it, like, the move itself is so stupid. Like, if I was in a street fight, like, would I be afraid of someone hitting me with that move? No, I would be like, dude, I'm not going to jump that way. Like, you're not going to do it. Then everybody does it.
The most. Darby Allin jumping on you or Brock Lesnar throwing you across the room. What would you be scared of the most?
Yeah, crossing Darby, I don't think would scare me at all.
Shane says one thing I'm sick of is one guy flying out of the ring into a bunch of wrestlers who's just standing there waiting on him.
And that is fair for every wrestling promotion. They all do it, all pretending to like get up, and they're all like,
jump in my arms, little boy.
It is. It's again, or here's another one, guys.
The trust fall. That's what.
I've seen Adam Page do this a whole bunch of times. He gets up and does a moonsault off the top rope to the outside. He doesn't even look back first. He just does it. Like, I don't even know the guy's there. Like, at least look back and make sure the dude is in striking distance. He's just like, nope, someone will catch me. Hopefully, it's
Darby Allin's finisher is basically just
Like coffin drop. Yeah. Yeah. At least he looks, though. At least he looks to make sure the dude's there.
He does. He does. Regard- Regardless, you know, at the end of the day, they do put their bodies on the line. Can it be ridiculous? Yes. But at the end of the day, they're trying to entertain. It's, you know, so.
Sorry.
It's okay.
we always have fun when Tim's on.
Yeah.
It tends to go off the rails towards the end. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm back. Here we go.
When everybody else comes on, it's like, oh yes, you know, we're gonna be respectful to every when Tim comes on, he's like,
Tim just comes on and it's just.
I'm from Massachusetts. They call us massholes. All right, this is what it's going to be. This is what's going to happen when I'm on here.
All right, so we got one more topic to talk about, and AEW is going to have a show that's going to be on Saturdays.
Great, another show that no one will watch. No one watches Rampage. What about the YouTube show? Does anybody watch that?
The rumor is, did you bring up the thing?
Huh?
Did you bring it up? There.
Yeah, I did. And then I took it off. Sorry.
Okay, the rumor is that, I don't know how much truth there is to this, but they're saying that if nobody wants to play nice with CM Punk, they're going to put him on the Saturday show and make him the star of that one.
Okay, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
That I'd watch. Okay. Can I, real quick, I don't want to go on a tangent here, all right? I mean, you know me.
You know what?
These...
We've already on this.
Haven't these morons realized, and by morons I mean Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, haven't they realized what, if they just got, and Punk too, if they all just got out of their own heads and just did, let's do, like, CM Punk and FTR versus the Bucks and Omega, do you know how much money that feud could make with the history now? I don't like Omega and the Young Bucks, and I would pay to see that match because I'm thinking maybe CM Punk might actually potato one of these guys in the ring. Like, that's must-see TV, no?
Well, see, and there's a little thing with FTR and the Young Bucks, too, because the Young Bucks not work with FTR when they were really, really hot there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the match that everybody wanted to see, and they refused to do it. And then you have Kenny Omega, too, with his little thing with CM Punk and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They need to.
There's money on the table there. I mean,
there is, and all of them have a business mindset. It's like, why not put your egos to the side and make some money? Duh.
I would pay for that show. If they did that at Wembley, I would pay for that show. Absolutely, just for that match.
I was reading that there was something posted that, you know, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, they genuinely don't like each other, but they will put their differences aside when needed. And that's a great example. That the guys need to do that too. Like I said, this is money on the table. Yeah, this happened or whatever, and this was really bad on Punk's end, and of course on the other guy's end too. Why don't you make money out of it? Controversy creates cash.
Yeah, you're trying to tell me this is the first time two people in this industry don't like each other? I mean, there haven't been real people have been beating the shit out of each in locker rooms since the beginning of wrestling. Yeah. Like, I mean, and now in this day and age where anytime something like that happens, everyone's going to find out about it. That is a moneymaker. God, I would watch that match.
I wonder how much the media likes to play things up or play things down too, because it never fails. Every time there is a report out about CM Punk, okay?
Oh, everybody latches onto it like piranhas.
And it's remotely positive, like, okay, I'm ready to. CM Punk says he's ready to come back, or CM Punk says, and I heard this last week. It was on Fightful, and Sean Ross Sapp does a really good job. I talked
He
to him.
does. He's outstanding.
So I believe what he says for the most part, and he said that CM Punk is willing to work with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and then you have the bozos over on Wrestling Observer coming out and saying a bunch of negative stuff every single
Every time.
they come out and say something negative and try to derive the narrative from trying to make CM Punk look bad again. Do I agree with everything that man did? No. He was very unprofessional. He should not have done that during the media scrum. He shouldn't have attacked Nick Housen because he had nothing to do with it, and these other things. But he didn't kill nobody, people. He didn't.
It was a fist fight.
I don't understand why everybody hates his guts. Like he brought a gun to the show or something and shot people. He didn't do any of that stuff.
They've been fighting in locker rooms forever. It's always Dave Meltzer. Every time. That guy has lost all. That guy used to be like the guy to go to for wrestling. That guy has lost all credibility.
And Kenny Omega himself on his streams has said that what happened at the during the brawl out thing, that he was wrong for his part in it. So who knows?
Yeah, take accountability and move on.
Who knows what those guys really think? What they're actually really willing to do? Is the media playing into this sometimes?
Of course they are. They're pulling the strings. Bring Ace Steel back too. Bring everybody. Let's go. Bring Larry the dog. Bring everyone. Let's just do this. Oh my God, I'd pay for that. He's right. Absolutely.
No,
Yep.
You're going to stay right here. You
And
wanted
then
to be up here.
Kenny Omega versus CM Punk 1-on-1.
Yeah, because there's always going to now be that idea that one of those guys might actually blister the other one in the fight, in this match. They might, there's a chance one of them is going to go off the plan and just go bananas on the other. I'll pay for that.
And like we were talking too, there's also rumors saying if the other guys of Kenny Omega and the Elite won't work with Punk, here comes Mr. Clout Vampire trying to
that too, yeah. Oh my God, please, God, no. God, Jericho.
We saw Chris Jericho versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. We do not need to see that match. He has no business he's just trying to insert himself into this.
They had a great feud in the WWE. I thought things with them ended okay, but then I heard rumors that maybe not. But they had some great matches. They had like a no holds barred match in Chicago that was really great. And the WrestleMania match was fantastic. So, but again,
there was a match February the 4th, 2013.
14? No, 13. Or it was 12 or 13 because I was there too.
2012. That's when it was. And
that was a good match.
This was when the app was still a thing.
Yeah.
So you said, okay, who do you want CM Punk to wrestle tonight? And you pick one. You vote. There was a poll.
Yeah.
And they thought that Randy Orton was going to win, so they had a match scheduled between CM Punk and Randy Orton, but Jericho won, so they had to call a match completely in the ring.
Yeah.
Atlanta. I was there. I still talk about that match. That was one of my
That was a great match.
Even
Alex talks about that. Alex was 4 he was 3 at the time, and he still talks about it. He remembers that.
Believe it or not, that's how professional wrestling used to work. Not everything called out in advance. Like when I worked the indies, we would.
I'm just tired of what he's doing right now.
Oh, Jericho?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a clown. But like when I worked the indies, we would talk about a beginning and an end, and in the middle, even if it was like 25, 30 minutes, you just called it in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked enough spots in practice that we could call some things because we all went to the same gym. We could call some stuff. But even when I would go and work out like in like Western Mass, like out in Fall River and stuff like that, these are guys I'd never worked with or trained with before. We would just call stuff in the ring.
Yeah.
You do it long enough, and it ends up making it look more realistic, because you didn't, run and do a cartwheel. Then the guy helped you do a flip, and then helped you walk across the ropes, or you walked across the ropes like your buddy Commander for 30 seconds, while I stood there like, "Hey, you gonna come get me?" Like that. So it looked better. I mean, like back in the day, Ric Flair would go and work guys. They just knew the finish. Figure 4 is the finish. All right, and they just get in the ring and work.
Yeah.
That's just how they did it. It looked better those days. It looked more like an athletic contest as opposed to, a choreographed routine.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't hate all of the newer modern style. I think WrestleMania Night 1 is a good example of of a beautiful blend of the old school and the new school.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't completely ridiculous, but it was still exciting. I mean, it wasn't just a bunch of headlocks and, takeover.
But that's the thing. Like when you looked at if you looked at like Rhea and Charlotte that night, right? Yeah. It looked like, and this is a testament to how good of workers the two of them are. It looked like every move that they hit on the other one was a struggle. Like it was hard to get the move, and the other one was trying to stop them from doing it. They were trying to defend the move. But it was like this art that it looks like you're defending it, but you're actually helping. Yeah. Everything looked like it was difficult. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. It's supposed to look like an athletic struggle. Again, not helping each other and openly cooperating. So, but again, that just goes to how good your work rate is. Those two girls are, either one of those girls could get something out of me these days. I guarantee Charlotte Flair could get 10 minutes out of me at 42 and overweight, never wrestled in 20 years. She could get something out of me. Guaranteed. I'd probably be hurt for 2 weeks, but couldn't move out of bed.
We got some comments that I'm going to go to quick.
No.
Yeah, Christine, Mina is our mascot. She likes to put her 2 cents in and show her butt ever so often. But she's a baby. Her nickname is Princess because that's what she is. Joseph Johnson, hi. They will sell out Wembley anyway, but that match will be guaranteed. Talking about Punk and them.
AEW is more popular over there than it is here. They get about 2 million viewers every week over there.
They'll sell out Wembley, but I'm talking if they do that match there, they'll break their pay-per-view gates. I guarantee it.
Shane says the moral of the story is don't bring a dog in the locker room. Let's see. Most matches should be called in the ring. There used to be heel versus separate locker rooms. Yep. Where they just knew the finish. Yeah.
That's when it was better. It was better back then, I think.
Shane says, can you imagine this guy Commander in Memphis? Eddie Gilbert would have destroyed him.
They wouldn't Commander wouldn't even gotten near the ring at that point.
Yeah. Fair assessment. Hi, Alma. What's up? Justin, Marie, and Laura. How y'all doing? You clean too? I cleaned the kitchen today. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, she's saying all in regards to Mina. So, but yeah, man, I'm just having a straight up good time. But all good things must come to an end, unfortunately.
Yeah, this one run long. Damn.
Yeah. I usually go off a little bit more on my tailgate party streams every Wednesday and Friday. I'm a little bit more open.
Yeah.
I go on weekly rants about Orange Cassidy every week. I try to be nicer on here, but sometimes, Tim, I don't know what it is about you.
I have this feeling that if you and I had grown up in the same area and been in the same classrooms in high school, it would have been awful. We wouldn't have gotten we would have been in trouble all the time. Constantly. Just thrown out of class.
Christine, thank you so much for enjoying for tuning in and chiming in as well. We always appreciate our regulars and new people as well. You help keep this show going. like, subscribe, and share, please. It does more than you think. So, but yeah, absolutely. It would have been bad for sure, Tim. So, okay. Yeah, thank you again, Tim, for joining us. It's been a while. We were ready to have you back on again. And of course, technical issues aside, we made it. We all had to blast.
Finally. Oof.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, like, subscribe, and share. Marie, you got anything else to add?
Just stay tuned. We have stuff coming up. I think we're gonna do a Backlash prediction show in a couple
Nice.
weeks.
Okay.
With Dawson from Swanton Pod. We're gonna interview Brina Royce in a couple weeks too.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a good time here on Peaches and Power Bombs. So tell your friends, please. We're about 3 followers away from 630 on Facebook. So
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
All right, guys. Until next time, we will see y'all later.
Bye.
Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go.